Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tati, aka Fruits of Living. I wanted to touch on a subject today, and I'm moving more into mindset these days because I realize that action, of course, will take us a long way, and it's what inspires us to keep moving forward. But once you have the action and once you have the momentum of your desires, I think for me, I tend to run up a against something, and it's called self-worth, self-value. Once I begin to follow the things, the urges, my intuition, I tend to come up against this one-on-one battle. And I believe that many of you do also, because it's something that isn't really nurtured as children. It's something that we have to nurture ourselves. And it's that self love. Self love. Self love is not something that we are born knowing. Self love is something that we learn as we move throughout life. That we realize that nothing outside of us can really ever give us that full love that we truly desire deep in our hearts. And nothing can really ever fill that and nothing can ever really fill that void of the love that we could give ourselves. What happens with this sort of love that comes from outside of us is that it will never truly ever fulfill us the way that we wish it to. Because the thing is, when we seek love outside of ourselves, it's very, very limited because of attachment. We become attached to the person. We become attached to what they're doing for us, and we start to expect things. And then this is no longer love. This is now just what I've been saying, an attachment. So what happens is that we cling to another, and we forget to attend to our own self-love and our own self-value. And then we just start to rely on another person. What we do vibrationally when we start to do that is we push the other person away, because that kind of energy of wanting and wanting something from someone, it could be repelling. And then you start thinking to yourself that, that this person is not the right one, or that it's them, not me, right? So then you start blaming your circumstance. So for me, I've been in many different relationships, and this has been my experience with them. To want something outside of myself. What I've realized is that no one can ever fulfill that deep internal need that we have. People may feel it temporarily, and it can feel really good to have that be filled in. For me, I was stuck in this routine of this cycle of needing someone or something outside of me to continue to give me that value. I'm like, well, when I have that right relationship is when I will feel whole. But recently, I've started to feel whole without the relationship. I've started to feel whole by myself. Through some deep inner work, I've been able to let go of my old pattern of anxious attachment style, of wanting to cling on to a person because it feels good. And recently, through this work that I've done, I've realized that the only one that can really ever fulfill that void is me. No one outside of me can ever give me that full satisfaction, because I am the one that is given meaning to all of my experiences. The thing is, it happens so fast and so subconsciously that we think it's the other person that is bringing us joy. But we're the ones generating that joy. We're the ones generating that experience. So let's take an example. We'll take the example of when we see a beautiful flower. For example, we think, wow, what a beautiful flower. You start to have these wonderful thoughts just flood into your system. Now, if you think about it this way, did the flower generate those feelings? Or did you generate those feelings? The flower did that to you? Or did you do that to the flower? Right? The flower of itself doesn't have any built-in meaning. You gave the flower that meaning. But it happens so automatically that we don't realize that we're doing it. We don't realize that this is how we're living our lives, in this way. So it's the same thing when we talk about loving a person, loving someone, falling deeply and madly in love with another person. We have to realize that we're assigning the meaning to love. And the biggest takeaway from this video is that there is nothing outside of you that can ever fulfill you in the way that you will fulfill yourself. And man, I used to battle with this understanding for a long time and thinking, man, what the hell do these people mean? How does this even happen? And I would see videos and I would see people talk about it, and I wouldn't understand, how do you get there? How do you get there? And this is a concept that really, I think, takes time to move through. It's not a one day you're just going to flip the switch and realize everything is outside of you. It's one of those things that does require inner deep healing, inner work to realize, okay, where does this trauma actually stem from? And how long have I been carrying this? Is this story still helping me? And when you realize that that story, the old story of holding on and viewing the lens of love in the incorrect way, then that's when you begin to allow yourself to be open to the true healing that lies beyond expectations and beyond wanting love to be a certain way for it to be real love, because real love is allowing. Real love does not cling. Guys, if you want to get into more in depth about this type of work, this type of healing your anxious attachment style, I am now offering one-on-one coaching services. So I would love to connect and really tackle this issue with you, because it's something that's took me years to overcome, and it's something that I've realized that you too can heal. And I will be happy to speak to some of you and be able to tackle this issue. Once again, I just thank you for listening, and if some of you are interested, like I mentioned, please reach out to me. I will link my website here down below in the description, and look forward to connecting with you all in a much more one-on-one personal way. I know that I can help you. I know that I can, because I've been doing this work for a long time, and I believe that all of this work that I've done on myself is so that I can help others eventually. And so, yeah, now's the time. I'm ready. And if you feel the call, if you feel this message speaks to you, please reach out. I'll see you guys in the